Hey folks, buckle up because we're about to embark on a wild ride through the NBA trade rumor mill. Picture this, the Dallas Mavericks, hungry for redemption and eager to form a powerhouse trio alongside Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. The missing piece to this hardwood puzzle, brace yourselves. It's none other than the Golden State Warriors' sharpshooting maestro, Klay Thompson. Now folks, I know what you're thinking. Klay Thompson, the three-time NBA champion, potentially on the move? It's not as crazy as it sounds. According to the ever-reliable Adrian Wojnarowski from ESPN, there's been zilch progress on a contract extension between Thompson and the Warriors.
It's actually time for Golden State to move on from Klay Thompson. I think this marriage has ran its course, and I think Klay need a fresh start with a new organization.
And there's a genuine chance Klay could hit the free agency market next summer without a deal in his pocket. But here's where it gets juicy. If the Warriors start feeling the heat, fearing they might lose Klay for nada, they could be eyeing the trade market like a hawk. And guess who's on the potential shopping list? Yep, you guessed it. Klay Thompson. Now, picture this scenario, Mavs fans. Opening night, Luka and Kyrie dazzled in the backcourt, Grant Williams holding down the fort at the 4, and young gun Derek Lively II securing the center spot. But what about that small forward position? That's where the plot thickens. Enter the Mavericks conundrum at the small forward spot. Josh Green, the once considered lock for the starting position, finds himself in a tight race with recent signee Derek Jones Jr. for that coveted role. The tension is real, my friends. The Mavericks need someone who can bring experience, firepower, and a dash of that championship flavor. And who is better than Klay Thompson? Now, we know what some of you might be thinking. Klay's 33, battled some serious injuries and missed significant game time. Fair concerns, folks. But here's the scoop. Thompson's comeback last season was nothing short of spectacular. 69 games, 21.9 points per game, 43.6% from the field, and a mind-boggling 41.2% from beyond the arc. The man's a walking bucket, and he proved it last season.
27th in the league in three-point shooting percentage. Anthony Lamb is subbed in. Klay Thompson, that's a tough shot, and he lasered it in anyway. He's got 11.
Sure, there's risk involved, and injury history to consider, but imagine the Mavs with a healthy Klay, a trio of Luka, Kyrie, and Klay. Defenses shuddering at the mere thought. It's a high-risk, high-reward scenario, but sometimes in the NBA, you've got to roll the dice to hit the jackpot. Let's zoom in on the enigma that is Klay Thompson this season. No denying, he's had his flashes of brilliance on the court, those moments that make you jump out of your seat and scream "Splash Brother magic." But, and it's a sizable but, when we step back and survey his performance, it's a solid good, not the great we're used to witnessing. Crunch the numbers, and you'll find Klay's averaging 15.7 points per game. Now don't get me wrong, that's nothing to scoff at, but it's not the jaw-dropping spectacle we've come to associate with the man who's made a living raining threes. His downtown accuracy? A respectable 36.1%. Decent, sure, but it won't be etching his name in the three-point Hall of Fame anytime soon. And let's tackle the elephant in the room, defense. The Klay Thompson of yesteryear was a defensive maestro, a one-man barricade preventing opposing players from even dreaming of an easy basket. Fast forward to today, and injuries have cast their shadow. It's not the same lockdown defense, and to be fair, we get it. Now imagine you're in the shoes of the Golden State Warriors decision makers. You're at the negotiation table, pondering the future. The million-dollar question looms large. What's Klay truly worth to the Warriors moving forward? It's a head-scratcher, a puzzle with missing pieces that need to align just right. Consider this. Klay's currently riding the tail end of a deal, netting him a cool $43.2 million. Now, he's willing to take a pay cut, displaying a commitment to the team, but therein lies the challenge.
Oh, he's not the same as he was prior to the injuries. Like, duh. It hurt hearing that because it's like, man, I put in so much freaking effort to get back to this point. Hard to even put into words what I had to do to be the player I am today. I don't.
How much of a cut is fair for both parties? It's akin to walking a tightrope, Finding that delicate balance between appreciation for past glory and the fiscal realities of the present, this is where the plot thickens. In the vast landscape of the NBA, it's not uncommon for a team to ponder the what-ifs. What if we trade an aging star to secure something substantial in return before time takes its toll? It's a strategy as old as the game itself. However, the Warriors, currently holding a 9-11 record, seem to be bucking that trend, at least according to the oracle of NBA wisdom, Zach Lowe of ESPN. In the latest Lowe Post podcast, Lowe spills the tea on the whispers from other teams, eyeing Klay like a prized possession waiting to be claimed. But here's the kicker. The Warriors, according to Lowe, are not in the business of trading Klay. In fact, he'd bet the farm against it ever happening. The only conceivable scenario where Klay, Steph, or Draymond Green gets traded is if they storm into the front office, demanding a change of scenery. And let's be honest, imagining Curry or Green in anything other than a Warriors jersey is like imagining a world without basketball. Yet amidst this dance of negotiations, the Warriors are juggling not just contracts, but also the looming specter of the tax bill. Courtesy of the punitive new second apron in the CBA, it's a high-stakes game of financial chess, with every move carefully calculated to maintain the delicate equilibrium. The Warriors are going all in this season, placing their bets on the OG crew that clinched 4 rings, including the maestro himself, Steve Kerr. They're internalizing the belief that if the stars align, Andrew Wiggins steps up, and a sprinkle of luck is thrown in, they might just have a shot in the wild, wild west. Currently, he's on the final stretch of his deal, raking in a cool $43.2 million. Now, he's willing to take a pay cut, but how much is fair for both parties? This is where negotiations get as complex as a Steve Kerr playbook. It's like trying to find the sweet spot in a trade deal. Not too high, not too low. And you know what that sets up? The classic NBA scenario where a team thinks, hey, let's trade this aging star and get something while we still can. But would the Warriors, sitting at 9-11, actually consider trading one of their core stars? According to the oracle of NBA wisdom, Zach Lowe of ESPN, the answer is a resounding no. In his latest Lowe Post podcast, Lowe spilled the beans, revealing that other teams are eyeing Klay like a hawk, wondering if there's a window of opportunity. But here's the scoop. The Warriors aren't keen on trading Klay. In fact, Lowe would bet his lucky basketball socks against it ever happening. The only way Klay, Steph, or maybe even Draymond Green get traded is if they march into the front office and demand it. And let's be real, picturing Curry and Green in anything other than a Warriors jersey feels like a basketball twilight zone. And here's the cliffhanger. What happens with Klay's contract this summer is a plot twist we're all waiting for. Will he stay in the Bay or be the center of a blockbuster trade? Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more NBA insights, and join the conversation down below.